I'm Laura Penny. I'm the Executive Director of the Women's Foundation of Southern Arizona.
And I'm Deb Dale, and I'm a partner in the fundraising consulting firm Smith and Dale, and I'm a board member on the Women's Foundation for Southern Arizona.
And I have worked in the criminal justice arena, in behavioral health, in education, but through it all, I've always been an advocate for women and girls.
So the nonprofit sector is, that really important part of the community that has to be robust if we're going to have, especially in Pima County, where, I think Tucson is the second poorest city in the poorest state in the country. So poverty is a huge thing that we have to deal with, and there are a lot of nonprofits doing really good work, and so I think, helping them to be better fundraisers and build better partnerships with the resources in our community is really critical.
Your parents shape you in ways that they often don't intend. It's like, oops. But when I was quite young, I grew up in a 50s family, and my parents told me that if they only had enough money to send one child to college, it would be my brother. Because he would have to grow up and support a wife and children. Yeah. The supposition being that, of course, I would be a supported wife. And I remember even at a young age of 8 or 9 thinking how unfair that was, because I was a better student than my brother. I wasn't any smarter than he was. He went on to be an engineer, right? And I was a liberal arts major. But he was not as good of a student as I was. And I remember thinking how unfair it was that he was going to get to go to college even though I had better grades.
Well, we also spoke to a breakfast group that was predominantly local CEOs and predominantly male, and I thought it was really interesting to put it out in front of that group because, it's like, how many of your employees are really, really struggling financially?
And it was interesting being in front of that group because these were a bunch of people, men in their maybe 60s or 70s, who I don't think had ever really thought about pay equity, gender discrimination, glass ceilings, except now they have daughters who are in their 30s, and they know that their daughters are smart, capable, competent individuals. Yeah. And their daughters are bumping into some of those issues in their careers, and they are indignant and they are pissed off, if I may say that, that their daughters are being treated this way. And it was a real eye-opener for them to have this information.